where I'm doing a story on Ariel. She was on the Sean Atwood show, and today, and I just wanted y'all to hear a little bit about what got her started, how she got started, and we all think that she is like a pawn in all of this, and I just want to hear her out and see if she's the real deal or if she's just playing. You know what I mean? So I want to see what feeling we can get from her from this interview that she did on the Atwood show. Okay? So let's see. And y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think, okay? Is she fake? What? Okay? Here we go.
Hey everybody, I am delighted to have Ariel Mitchell with us as promised. Huge thank you to Ariel for coming on, and huge thank you to all the viewers who've been sending so many questions in throughout the day. Of course, there is an insane fascination with the Diddy case, but before we get to all that, let's just ask Ariel, what got you into this career? Was it something you dreamed of as a young person? What motivated you to go down this road?
So since I was 15 years old, I definitely wanted to be an attorney. I always wanted to be a lawyer. I have a lot of public speaking background because I'm from Chicago, and I grew up with Emma Till's mother. So Emma Till's mother had a speaking group called the Emma Till Players, where she taught us all of Dr. King's speeches. So from 6 years old, I was the featured keynote speaker when they renamed 71st Street in Chicago to Emma Till Road. I was the featured speaker at that engagement. And so I had a lot of, I should say, civil rights instilled in me from a very, very young age. Now, when I did become a lawyer, I wasn't aiming to get into this kind of law. I'll give my client, Jahara Jeffries, the kudos and the respect for essentially dragging me into this arena. I did start off working.
Keep going, sorry.
So there was I like the other side where I was making money working for celebrities, underground, keeping things quiet. So when Jahara Jeffries approached me about her case with Trey Songz, I was initially very hesitant about doing that with her. So after some convincing, after several months, that was the first case that I got into, and pretty much it ballooned into what you see today.
And does it give you satisfaction representing these people?
It does give me a lot of satisfaction representing these people. I come from a
very
low-income family in Chicago, black family. I saw a lot of my family members, from my mother to my grandmother to my brothers to my uncles, and everybody in my family be marginalized by the system, not have access to knowledge, not have access to wealth, not have access to just general understanding of how the world works. And I wanted to make sure that it started with me and my family first, just wanting to protect them and making sure they could not be marginalized and relegated the way they had been and the way I had watched them my entire life. And now to advocate for people across the spectrum, across all races, victims of abuse in various ways. It's just only highlighted right now when we talk about celebrities.
Yeah, and we salute that mission. I've written a series of books deconstructing the war on drugs and mass incarceration, and it's absolutely monstrous what's happened in America. How people are just preyed on,
Please hit the subscribe button, please, and the like.
And just processed through plea bargains into the prison system. It's disgusting.
Absolutely.
Well, that's another rabbit hole.
Thank you, Batman.
All right, so you get into this profession then, and you see the Diddy case starting to involve. What were your first thoughts?
Well, Sean, I don't know if you know this, but I was the first lawyer to sue Diddy in a sexual assault capacity. So in Jahara's case in 2021, that case is still right now ongoing in Miami-Dade courts. So in November of 2021, I named Sean Combs as a defendant in that lawsuit with Trey Songz, along with 11 Nightclub and Jahara Jeffries, the plaintiff. Then there was a situation in 2022 where I filed a lawsuit with Chris Brown. alleging that Chris Brown had sexually assaulted a young lady on a yacht docked at Diddy's house. So in 2021 and 2022, I had been already sounding the alarms about Diddy and things that were happening at his home. Now, these things weren't directed to him, but where there's smoke, there's fire. Why are all of these things coincidentally occurring at his home? So we are still in court in the 2021 case, and then in 2023, Cassie filed her lawsuit, and then essentially everybody started to wanting to believe these things about Diddy, and it's clear we've seen a lot of things already in the media. No one cared. No one cared until Cassie came out.
That's what I was going to ask you. So if you were the first, was there a lot of pressure?
Y'all know I have to stop there and then I want to get a copyright because they still on live talking. But anyway, y'all please subscribe and hit the like button if you like the content. I'm a new YouTuber and I'm just trying my best. But I think we can carry on now. Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. On the East Coast tonight. Okay.
Just to keep these things covered up to protect the brand? And it's like the Cassie video came out and the floodgate opened? Is that what happened?
Well, even when I filed my 2021 case, I live here in Miami. Diddy lives 12 minutes away from me. Where I live at, it's a very close proximity. Miami's a very small place. It seems like a big city, but it only applies to people who are not from here. Miami is a very small city. Everybody kind of runs into each other. There's only so many places to go and so many things to do. And if you live here, you're going to eventually run into everybody. So I don't want to call myself a socialite, but for all intents and purposes, I'm a socialite here in Miami. There's nowhere I can't go. I actually started my law career as a baby lawyer with the club promoters and the strippers here in Miami. So I've been with them for a decade now, and that's how I kind of came up into the even transition into the entertainment celebrity portion of my law practice early in my career. But saying all of this to say, when I was doing that, I was getting people coming to me saying to me, Ariel, Diddy's going to come after you. You got to stop suing him. You got to stop pursuing this. And it was very scary because the amount of people who were coming to tell me, it wasn't just one or two, it was several people. And all of these people didn't even know each other, let alone know each other to tell me, hey, Ariel, he's saying this and doing this. So, it got to a point where I just said, okay, care so much now. I'm just reading the so, it just got to that point where we just continued with the case. And I have the paperwork where Diddy had evaded service. So we had sent the sheriff out because he lives on Star Island, for the people who don't know, which has a security guard. It's on the island. There's a bridge. When you get to the end of the bridge, there's a security guard. And the security guard, you have to be on a list. And if you're not on that list, you can't get over the bridge. So we were aware of that, which is why we wanted to make sure we got the police, because the police can actually get over that bridge. And so the police went multiple times. One time, the first time they said people were scrambling, and they went in a house, and then 20 minutes later, 2 black SUVs left. Like, of course, Diddy was in one of those SUVs. Then another time they were told that nobody named Sean Combs lived at this house, which is his house. So, and then another time they said to come back when his mom was awake at 9 a.m. The police actually returned at 9 a.m. I don't know how much you know about the police actually returning on an agreed upon time, and then they wouldn't answer the door. So it's a lot of things that happened that I know he was aware of my lawsuit and aware of me, to where these things with other people coming to tell me that if I didn't stop persisting in the way that I was trying to serve him and trying to drag him in this lawsuit, that I would be in danger. And based off the way that I moved in Miami, it would be very easy. And that he was like checking in with people to see where I was and what I did and who I knew. And that drew a lot of concern for me, and a lot of concern for the people around me who care about me.
What do y'all think so far? Do y'all think she's on the up and up? Do y'all think she's still on, the Diddy team? What do y'all think? Put it in the comments what you think, okay? Because when Courtney came out and with her, ever since they was on the steps of the courthouse talking about the case when nobody was supposed to be talking, I had this feeling. I was like, oh, she the ops. She the ops. I was putting in all the comments on Tisa tell everybody, she the ops, she the ops, every the ops. So I'm watching right now to try to see. Hey, how you doing, Miss SM? Cause I can't pronounce your name. But anyway, y'all, we're gonna get back to it. But y'all not have to stop every blue moon. But yeah, let me know if y'all trust Ariel or not. You know, um, and please hit that subscribe button and hit the like if you think I'm doing pretty good. I said pretty good, so hit the like button if I'm doing pretty good. Thank you. Let's get back to it. And hopefully I can keep it up without them giving me a copyright, huh?
It seems like there's one law for the Diddys and the Jeffrey Epsteins until.
Okay, one more thing. If y'all, Mr. Atwood, I am subscribed to your channel, okay? Just FYI.
A certain point, and then they get thrown to the wolves. And the question that came in from the viewer is, Ariel, why do you think people curse so much now after Cassie, in your opinion?
So my opinion of that will be, when it comes to regular people and celebrities, people always want to assign clout chasing, or that they're trying to do this because this person is famous. Oftentimes regular people, if it's he say she say, but one of the he or she's is a celebrity, the other person is automatically not going to be believed. So in this situation, we all watched Cassie and Diddy be in a relationship, a very public relationship, for a very long time. So for somebody like her, who we all at least can synonymize her with being close to him, that's why we believe her a little bit more than a random person we may have assaulted.
I see. Okay. 50 Cent said something about Diageo, this huge company here in my country that's capitalized at 55 billion British pounds, that Diddy was demanding more rights from them after they'd already paid him $1 billion, and he believes that was a catalyst. The lawsuit about the racism was, damaging to them, and that they capitalized when the Cassie situation came out. Do you think there's any truth in 50 Cent's theory?
I believe there's truth in the do not bite the hand that feeds you. I think there may have been some biting of the hand that feeds him, and that when you have skeletons in the closet and you're biting the hand that feeds you, I think you're asking for it.
Yeah, well said. All right, you've got another viewer question here. It's from Elizabeth. You alluded to being the middle person looking for buyers for your client who was selling recordings of celebrities. Is that legal or is it illegal?
I never alluded to being the middle person. I said very clearly that I was approached to broker the deal. I'm an attorney, so in a lot of these catch and kill scenarios, even the other party has their attorney. Everybody brings their attorneys to the table for the legality of the matter. They want to make sure that there are certain non-disclosures that are present, things that are understood, because someone can always come back and say, I didn't have an attorney, I don't know what I was signing, and then you invalidate the whole process. So that's not for the lay people who don't do this on a regular basis. I can understand how they just think it's illegal. There is a fine line between extortion. I would encourage everybody, Google is free, to look up what extortion is, the elements of extortion as a lawyer. I understand that there are certain elements that need to be met in any type of claim or count. So in an extortion element, there has to be some threat attached. So anything or else. The or else is where you cross into extortion territory. Walking a fine tightrope between what is legal in terms of there's a good for sale, would you like to purchase it, and being extortion. That's why you have lawyers do this, and even lawyers sometimes don't actually walk the tightrope very well. That's why we have people I call it, when you don't walk the tightrope, I call it Avenatti, like Michael Avenatti. So, that's somebody who was doing a good job at walking that tightrope and then kind of fell off, and that's how he got in trouble.
When you were getting interviewed around this scenario that this viewer questions brought up, you said that you were sent stills of famous people. that were allegedly compromised, and it appeared they didn't know that they were being filmed. And we've had Suge Knight did an interview, it came out yesterday on Michael Francese's channel, and he's alleging that Justin Bieber and Usher that Justin Bieber was sent on romantic vacations with successful men. And he's made allegations about Clive Davis and all these other people as well. So, when you saw these stills, did you think they were authentic? And if you did think they were authentic, were you like shocked that, or is this just part of the course for your work?
It was shocking because this isn't the kind of work that I do. Since then, I've seen a lot more sexual-based content than I would have liked to have seen, because now people are synonymizing me to the celebrity sex tape world. So, saying all of this to say, I saw a still via FaceTime, so I was not sent anything. It was disclosed to me that there may be, the situation may arise that this person was not 18. So because there was even a remote possibility that this person was not 18, I did not want to receive anything, because then we're getting into child pornography receiving, which are all crimes. So we got on the FaceTime and they showed me the still. Ultimately, I shocked in the sense that I was shocked to see what I was seeing and that it existed. I have no reason to believe it's not real. It makes sense to be real. I did consult with some of my other clients who I knew to be associated with the person at the time, and they asked a lot of poignant questions like, what is this, what is this, what is this? And, I feel like even if I revealed the client who I am, if anybody goes and figures it out, I'm pretty much been public with a lot of my celebrity clients. But saying all that to say, that person made me feel like maybe it was AI. I didn't know. I've never seen AI, but I have no reason to purport that it was fake or AI. I have no reason to question the people who told me it was authentic, and that's until otherwise proven, that's what I have to go off of.
All right, so we've had Mr. Courtney Burgess on the channel a few times. Very interesting character. And we watched you getting interviewed coming out of the court, the grand jury. And the most common question that's getting asked in the chat is about your relationship with Courtney Burgess. So here's a question from Lee. Who put Ariel in contact with Courtney and Todd? That's the question.
Well, I had been in contact with Todd prior, and that was the only person I knew. And then I got a call 2 days before that grand jury hearing from Courtney, and saying that they had come to his phone and that he needed representation. So prior to 2 days, October 28th, I did not know who Courtney Burgess was.
Okay. And this grand jury stuff then, because there's so much controversy around the book. Originally it came out and there was all...
Y'all, do y'all believe that? That they just called when Courtney had to go to the grand jury, that's when they called her to the bat. Right? Do y'all believe that? And that's when she first heard of Courtney, because shoot, I see the way they was, man. That means she didn't have her case right to go to the grand jury. That's the way. I don't know yet. Tell me what y'all think. 'Cause I don't know yet.
This news, and then Amazon kicked it off, and people were saying that it was fake. But the more these allegations come out in the context of this book being put together years ago, it kind of authenticates it. So is the fact that Courtney was called into the grand jury, in your opinion, does that authenticate what's in the book as well? Because it seems that the feds are looking at this as potential evidence against Diddy. Is that correct, or am I going down the wrong road?
I can't say what the feds are or are not looking into. I couldn't tell, and even if I did know, I wouldn't be able to tell. But to the point of authentication and solidifying Mr. Burgess, they are calling everybody. How many civil lawsuits are there going on right now? None of those people have been called to the grand jury. So I think there's something also to denote that Mr. Burgess also does not have a lawsuit against Diddy. So I think that kind of takes away even from the credibility. If they even wanted the victims to have them who has an ongoing lawsuit, that kind of lends to them being less credible, because of course they have a vested interest in having this person convicted. So who knows what they may say. But somebody like Mr. Burgess, who has no dog in this fight, who has no lawsuit, who stands to benefit nothing from Diddy getting off or going to jail, he on its face becomes a more credible witness. And he seems to be somebody who the court has determined has knowledge that they were interested in. So to that, at minimum, we can take that from it.
So was that grand jury hearing solely for Courtney to come?
Yes.
Oh, wow. And the second hearing, I believe it was scheduled for yesterday. What happened to
Well,
that?
let's say the time we were to arrive was solely for him. I don't know what happened before or after that, but the time we were scheduled to come was for him. Yes.
Okay, and he's supposed to go back to the grand jury, is he?
No, we don't have to go back. We were able to make a deal with the government to close our testimony from when we were there previously.
Oh.
So does that mean that evidence that's come about from Courtney will be taken into consideration now?
I have no idea what the government plans to do with information. It's theirs now to decide what to do with it.
Okay. All right, so I'll give you another viewer question then, and that is from Gordon, and he wants to know, when will more be said about the minors in the Diddy case?
I don't know anything about minors in relation to this. I know there have been allegations with minors that have come out recently. They've all mainly come from Tony Busby. So, I haven't seen any other attorneys who are, me, Tyrone Blackburn, some other attorneys involved in this, who I haven't seen any of us talk about any minors. So I don't have any knowledge of minor activity.
All right.
Wait, did y'all see that? Did y'all see how she said, Tony Buxby, an hour? Did y'all see that? The way she said it? Anyway, I don't know what's up. She must not seem like she didn't like Tony Buxby. And remember, Ariel, she used to work with the guy, the lady on the Diddy side, Shapiro. I think that's the female attorney. That's Ariel worked with Shapiro, whichever one that is over there with Diddy. She used to work with them. So I don't know if they have a relationship. I don't know if they still talking. I don't know nothing like that. So I just wonder about that. I'm gonna have to look into that and see if she's still having conversations with them. But I'm trying to let Ariel play just a little bit more, just so I can see how she. Just trying to get a feel for her. I don't feel nothing. I'm starting to see stuff, but that's it. Y'all let me know, cause y'all know. Let's see what's up.
You got a question?
Other than the situation I had with the video, but I still don't have any direct knowledge of that.
Do you think it's likely that a criminal charge will be added, a minor one, to Diddy's?
It's hard for me to say because I'm not privy to who they brought in terms of grand jury testimony. So any further indictments, any further counts, any further victims would be a decision for the grand jury to make.
Okay. All right. So you got a question from SS on the YouTube post here. It says, why does Google state images of Courtney may have been removed for data protection? And why is there no images of him from the past except recent years?
Sorry.
First of all, how old Mr. Burgess is. And also, people can't control their likeness. My client, in my case in California, she has no pictures. The media is going crazy because they can't find any pictures or images of my client. So people fail to understand there are very little images of me online. I've been able to successfully control my image online. So people should probably understand that the other side of this is people the only thing that is available online is the things you put in there. So I think Mr. Burgess has been very meticulous about what he's been able to place or that's been discoverable.
Wow, what's going on?
My co-host Ron's got a few questions as well. Hello.
How are we doing, Ariel? First of all, thank you very much for coming to the channel. It's fantastic to meet you. I'm gonna save some of my more off the wall questions because I don't want to sort of disrupt the path.
I'm about to give it to me.
Okay. So I'm working on a project just now with some very specific topics, and I imagine in lawyer or attorney culture, there's got to be some places where sometimes you're in little groups and you're talking about cases and it's a safe environment. I'm assuming in lawyer culture world, you've got like the lawyer speakeasy, metaphorically speaking, or whatever. At any point, right? And I'm very happy for you to speak from this isn't your opinion, but you've heard this to separate yourself from it. But when it comes to survivors or victims of a cult or ritualistic style cases, how prevalent are they within your area, your state?
So I practice law in various states here in the United States. So in Florida, in California, in Illinois, and New York. Those are typically the states I'm practicing in almost as frequently as possible. Florida, of course, with Florida being at the top of that. However, when we talk about ritualistic and cult-like cases, I don't even know if this Diddy thing falls into that other than the cone of silence. So what I found is that there is a cone of silence. I can't say I haven't been culpable because as an attorney who has I laugh all the time and say, I wish I could tell you about the cases I settled. You guys would be shocked to hear those names.
Of course.
But those people have settled. So to a degree, I have, in a sense, played a part in this cone of silence. However, it's a remedial measure for everybody, because it's hard for victims to be public, to have their names public, to have their lives scrutinized, to be called a liar, to be made fun of. So it's a lot that comes with it. So when I talk about these things, when you ask about these things in my space, it's one of those things where it only becomes a problem once it's too big to contain. But before that nothing is happening.
I understand your answer, and I understand you're a lawyer. I just want to give you another stab at this question, right? When it comes to the lawyer culture, and it comes to you individuals as human beings, right? And there is a resonance of cases that will never be taken because of who they're about and who owns the media allegedly and all these things. Do you feel like, and you can kind of say allegedly, do you feel like there is a problem that isn't being addressed from a legal point of view with victims of occultist and ritualistic behavior that is being turned away for whatever reason? Is that a possibility?
So I'm going to say this. I do not believe we have an issue with turning people away from the legal profession.
Okay.
There's always a lawyer who's going to come and take the case. You're always going to have somebody younger, hungrier, just ready to take it, even maybe to their detriment. I've seen a lot of cases where lawyers have been sanctioned, meaning they have had to pay the court money for being too aggressive in a case that essentially had no merit. Now, when we're talking about certain people of a certain caliber, I think the main issue that happens is people get discouraged because they may run into the obstacle of the first 10 calls they make, they're going to say no. I had a client who told me that she called Gloria Allred, for example, and that Gloria Allred, let me turn this other phone off. Gloria Allred had told her no, and that the person they were looking to was a good friend of Gloria Allred's. So she would sue the victim before she would sue the person the victim was trying to sue. So you definitely have that. There are a lot of people who have friends. There are a lot of people who do not want to sue people. And the person who's the victim, imagine calling and getting told no. They typically give up. So I think it's less about not finding a lawyer, because even with Jahara, in my case, I told Jahara no for months, for like 3 straight months. I told her, no, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want your case. No. Jahara was unwilling to take no for an answer for me. So that's why I'm even here. Me and her even joke to this day about if it was not for her persistence with me specifically. And sometimes it takes that, but sometimes that's hard for somebody who still isn't able to deal with their trauma, is still emotionally charged by their trauma. So I don't really think it's an issue of our profession. I think it's more of an issue of, yeah, of course, I want to say it's not a complete issue with our profession. We need more people, especially women, in this field. I think the main problem is most of these victims are women, and most of the lawyers they are calling are men.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. As a lawyer, right, a certain aspect of your career is to maintain wins, I would imagine, or be successful at what you're doing, right? If you had 2 cases in front of you, and they were both survivors of abuse, and one, there was a long medical history of DID within the case, and one that didn't, which are you most likely to take as a lawyer?
I'm going to take both. Do they need my help? That's me.
Okay.
My philosophy is, does somebody need my help? God brought me here. God put me in this position. So I don't have an 800 number. I don't do any advertisements. I don't have, most people, I can't say, pretty much everybody is referred to me. Now I have a large sum of cases that are coming to me because I have some notoriety. People see me on TV. But before all of that, how I got to this was through word of mouth. So if somebody is coming to me, it's because God has sent them to me for my help. And I try to help everybody.
Hey,
I'll
protected.
rephrase my question for you. If you were in a grand jury case, or whatever the terminology is, and you had a case where you were trying to prove a ritualistic occult survivor's case, do you think it would be harder for a judge and a jury to believe a survivor if they have dissociated identity disorder? And the reason I'm asking you that is because it seems very prevalent when it comes to horrific things that happen to young children. Instilling this DID with of their mind during the abuse seems to be setting them up for a guaranteed their case to be thrown out effectively. So is that a likely narrative? And could that be, metaphorically speaking, used as a way to discredit survivors?
In any situation when we're talking about sexual assault, sexual battery, of that nature, I feel like the culture we have is to discredit the victim. It's to automatically tear down and discredit the victim. In terms of the law, that's why in trials we have things like experts, we have therapists, we have medical records, we have evidence to overcome those things. So I feel like I get what you're asking, but in actual practice, there are fail safes in place.
Sure.
Where if you have a good attorney, but the other part of that is you need money for that. You need money to pay the experts. You need money to go to the doctor. You need money for doctors to write reports. So it's really, the resources are there, but you have to have resources to access that. Now, if you're talking about somebody who doesn't have those resources and can't access that, is their path to justice more difficult? Absolutely.
Okay, so
Okay. Y'all, I think I'm gonna let it stop there because they're still on live and I think we've done 30 minutes of it. Alright, so yeah, Courtney did say there was kids in the video. He has, well, the grand jury has them now. They already had them anyway. He gave them the same thing they already had. And as far as that book go, they said it's the real deal, and I'm keeping mine because I got the one with Kim Porter's face on it. Rest in peace. Uh, yeah, I still got mine. I'm keeping it. They just said we got the PG version, and then the other one is the one I told y'all about the director's chair. That's the one that's gonna have pictures, no names xed out. See, mine got names xed out, but I can fill them in now. But anyway, yeah. So I got a lot of other stories to tell y'all about, but I just wanted y'all to hear a little bit about Ariel. I just want to see if I would get a feeling from her. You know, I still don't know. I don't know. As far as her and Courtney, I don't know. I don't know. All right. I love y'all. Y'all be safe out there because things are not what they seem. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button and help me out. Help me get through the algorithm, as they call it. I didn't know it was the like button. I thought it was the subscribe. But subscribe anyway. Thank you. I love y'all. Bye.